See, the client is well aware of what they want, now. Most of the clients, I would say 95% clients are aware of what they want.
Everything is evolving. So in that way, we really feel that automation should be there. It should be incorporated in. But yes, of course, the main thing is
the client is convinced. There are two things to this. One is capital cost and one is the running costs. And what's the life of that automation? See, that is also important.
Welcome to another episode of SmartNode Architect series, where we do conversation with the visionary mind shaping how we design, build, and now increasingly how we live with the technology. And through this series, we are engaging with the architect to understand how technology can better serve their vision and in turn create smarter, more human space for everyone. Today, we are joined by an inspiring duo, architect Pradeep Makhijani and Kamini Makhijani, the husband-wife team behind the PMA, Pradeep Makhijani and Associates. PMA is known for its functionalities and sustainable design approach, creating buildings that are context-sensitive, economical viable and environmental consequence. Pradeep works exclusively with institutional and large corporate clients, focusing on create human intelligent environment that balance clients' need with the larger social and environmental context. It will be very interesting to discuss with him on how he thinks design, technology and environment can come together. Kamini Makhijani, a civil engineer and a long-standing partner at PMA since 1994. Kamini leads the firm, works in residential design and office interior, bringing oriented approach to PMA. Thank you and welcome, Architect Duo, in our podcast. So, I want to start the conversation that how you started, how the PMA start, and what is your journey, and today what inspiring you to do the same thing which you are doing day by day.
Yeah, so I'm Pradeep Makhijani and I graduated in 1986 and from SAPT Ahmedabad. I think it's a premium institution now, everyone knows.
Yes.
And then I was away in Switzerland for 2 years. I came back and then I worked for a while. And I think then I have been on my own. I think we started Pradeep Makhijani Architect, that is in 1989. And yeah, we got married in 1991 and
being me a civil engineer,
associates.
Yeah, being me as a civil engineer, I just took over in the office and we also started the interiors which were coming on that time at point. So we were doing interiors of offices and residences at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how the journey started.
PMA is basically, see, I think architecture profession is such that, you want to be on your own. If you want to make an impact, you have to do your own work. And yeah, I think over the period of these 35 years, we have worked with clarity, honesty, sensitivity to materials and other things. And I think, yeah, we have come a long way. We have developed some, we are, fairly respected in the profession and we have delivered.
Yeah. So your work reflect in that way, your journey, the way you work. It's really inspiring for the people who is coming in the industry and who are young one. So the question which is tough for you might be, or the question which I want to ask is that you have done various projects in your, you have such a long journey of architects in a line. So we just want to understand that which project is very close to your hearts, or which project turn your career, or you are remembering still that this is the project which is very good and very close to my heart, and why.
It is difficult to you know pinpoint 2 3 projects, I mean, because the career span has been so big, different circumstances.
Right.
But I would start with the first project, which was not done directly by me. I worked under my guide and mentor, who's Professor Chaya, Neelkant Chaya, who was the guide for my this thing, and then he was the dean of this thing first. So I worked on this project. Everyone knows about it. That is Center for Environment Education, Kartikeya Sarabhai's Taltesh Tekra. So we did a competition, and Chaya sir won that. That was immediately after graduation. So I continued through that project, and two, that project and association with Professor Chaya for 3 4 years, because I saw it right from grass to completion, from a, and that helped in our formative years. So it is still very close to my heart. Any program to see, even today, even when I pass by that site, I would visit that. Okay. Because that shaped my career. That shaped everything, right from how we look at things, how we approach things. And it was like, which you don't find it common in Indian practices, that you work on only one project for 3 to 4 years. You're doing multiple things, you're doing multiple tasking. But this was right, like used to make handmade drawings, go and get prints, deliver it to site, get work done, work right on the construction site for right from morning till evening. Come back with lot of okay, is this my work? But yeah, but that has been really helpful in, I mean, that architecture is not just, very, I mean, it is. And another thing parallel to that happened was, back in those days, it's not, architecture doesn't cover everything. You get to work with some very big other consultants, so we are fortunate that we imbibe that in our practice, respecting and working with other consultants also, and have a multidisciplinary, incorporation in all the projects. It is common today, I mean, it is call of the day today, but back 30 years back, it was like structural engineer, you need to design RCC or this thing. So it's interesting. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, and then we discuss, we sometimes agree, we sometimes don't agree on a few things for different reasons. But finally, yeah, but that's all process is all about. No, I mean, everyone. I mean, you are generating employment not directly for 10 people in the office, but I think 100, I mean, so
Yeah,
so a
and it
small
was
stint
not
there
only
was,
that, offices, those clients, they gave us their houseworks also, their residence also we did. So we did lots of interiors on that time. And yes, we have evolved with the time. Like you said, now automation is coming new here in.
what was more interesting, these projects used to take, to be on for 3 4 years. And again, I go back to my starting. As I started with an institution building, it was too much into my thing to choose that path only.
I want to know from your side the role of architecture in shaping social experience in large public and institutional spaces. Architect is not all about uh, building, it's all about a space where people can learn, work, and engage in this kind of projects, right? So, how do you approach the human experience in this kind of projects?
So taking care of all the spatial requirements and other factors like ventilation, this, that, all that is fine. I think our main focus is on choosing materials, materials that would last, materials which are friendly, materials that can be maintained. Maintenance is easy. See, most of these institutions, there is a cost, initial cost, is there, but then there is no maintenance. There is no fund either from government or from trusts for maintenance of these buildings. So choosing the right material was important, and whoever is experiencing it should be, like as she said earlier, like the polish of the floor, how much should that be polished? No one should slip down. At the same time, it should be polished enough to clean easily.
Right.
So you see all these kind of factors, and basically, like, all these institutions last. It's like
And materials should be friendly. Main thing is they should be friendly with the people.
Okay.
local materials,
Okay.
because cost is again a constraint because huge requirements. So what can be sourced easily and friendly
What
means
can be maintained?
and
Yeah.
can maintain and increase the life of the building. That is
So, if we talk about the tech part, so you are doing more on a architecture part, institutional and all part. You are doing interior for the home, residential, as well as for this kind of projects also. So, what do you think the tech adoption in this space is, and how tech can enable the human experience on it, as per your view?
Main is, I think so, energy saving.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you are using tech for the energy saving.
Yeah.
That is what
Which
the
is
yeah
the
yeah.
main requirement at the moment.
Okay. And for
see I feel it's like at different stages of career and different projects, things kind of evolved in the sense that, see, 10 years back, if you go, we never thought putting an AC in a classroom or in a hospital ward. So, and what's the life of that automation? See, that is also important, because like buildings you design, you make it, and then they are there for a certain number of years. I think everyone is working in that direction, that how to save energy.
So what is your view? Can smart automation can be a part of your project in your prospect? Is customer budget, customer is always there. So customer is not ready, not a vendor, not a architect, cannot do anything in that part. But uh, do you feel that automation can be the things through which you can save a lot of energy?
I'm sure, I think it can be used to.
Appliances and all are increasing day by day. That
Yeah,
is
everything.
also
See,
yeah.
everything is evolving. So in that way, we really feel that automation should be there. It should be incorporated in. But yes, of course, the main thing is
See, as we discussed earlier also, that I would say if it is 50 plus clients, they would say, "हाँ, होगा तो अच्छा है." It would be nice if it is there. But if it's a young client, yeah, he would definitely, because that exposure is there, that they are tech savvy. For them, that comes on priority.
Right, right. So I want to understand the architect perspective from your side. That what will be the future of institutional architecture? As you say, when you were building a school, there were no AC, nothing. Now the AC is there, everything is there in each and every schools and library and hospital wards. So if we see above 5-10 years or ahead of 5-10 years, what can be the future of this institutional architect will be like?
Yeah, see, I think comfort is the primary this thing, and so that's where automation helps. That is one thing. Another is saving energy. So that's so-called sustainability, or saving energy, less carbon footprints, and yes, I think that can help in that sense.
and as
So
in institutes, you said hospitals and all. They are benefited with all this
all these things.
automation and everything. So yes, of course, as human beings are evolving themselves, of course, automation will be one part of their life. Yeah.
Right. As you do lot of interiors and residential in that, can you tell us 2-3 objections of the people or of the customer why they not going with the automation?
Mainly is the first, everything is barely rescheduled, right? So, to impose them new things is one big point. Cost is the second point. And the very maintenance, the very big point is the maintenance, what it's going to be, which is not yet, seen liable in these lives. That
Okay,
is
so people think it's
very
a very
costly.
costly.
Yeah.
उसका maintenance कौन करेगा?
So that apprehension is there, maybe because of past experiences, or they have heard it from friends, or some such things. So I think there is resistance initially, but as once they start using it, they see it is like, you cannot imagine sitting without a AC. Once you're used to it, it's
Yeah, so it's like, evolving day by day. I'll say that the automation will come, but for the new generation, yes, it is must. But for the old generation, it is to use it also is one big thing.
Okay,
So that is also
so that
one
is
big.
what they are thinking on
Yeah,
that part.
that ki, kya- how to use it. Is it useful for us? Are they ready to accept that change?
Right.
That is me.
So, sir, ma'am, you have visited our Ahmedabad Experience Center. So, what is your view now on automation, and what is your feedback uh, after seeing the Experience Center? What is your feedback on the Experience Center?
It's good we came to know about it, that it can be customized. That is one. And secondly, is maintenance part, you are saying no, now it is one big positive in that direction. So I feel positive of the whole automation.
Sir, your
Yeah.
yeah. So, what advice would you give to the homeowner or the institution or the project which they are making if they are not going with the new trend or things, or they are making their own new home, or they are making some projects? What is your uh, advice to them?
see, the client is well aware of what they want. Now most of the clients, I would say 95% clients are aware of what they want. So they rather
About these things here in India,
India.
where they are available, I'll say that part, that availability and this, who can teach them or guide them to go in this field.
Right. So, the one last question which I want to ask you is that you have shaped your career in the different aspect. Those architect who is coming up in this field through SAPT or any other institute, what will be your piece of advice to them if they want what they require if they want to pursue their career in this direction?
see, it's quite a hard work, 5 to 6 years of education, architecture, and once they come out, what I observe, I work with a lot of young children in office and even otherwise. They want to come out and start on their own. My only advice to them is, get down to the ground. Start, uh, start working on site. Learn construction practices. Learn more about construction. Learn more about dealing with multiple consultants, and which you don't learn in your college or school. It is very important, because see, in today's time, you know and with AI coming, very little left for design.
Right.
I think you can build up your careers only if you're very good at construction techniques, you're very good at materials, you're very good. So that can come only work with some bigger architects, where you get to network with lot other consultants. And because it's not just architecture, it is multidisciplinary. Architecture is I think that is very important, that they have to. So like for my son, I told you, he's a brilliant guy. He passed out from SAPT, worked for 2 years, not in my office, he worked somewhere else. That was not sufficient. He went on to do his master's. Now he stayed back to work on. And when we discuss, the scale of projects is like, you have to decide, okay, the sites are like 3 kilometers by 2 kilometers, so it is so it's so much more. It's not like making a beautiful house. So what I observed with these young architects, they're very enthusiastic, very passionate about their work. They work on one house for 2 years, with fine detailing, good work they do. but what next? It's yeah. So that's basically my advice is be more sensitive towards material, learn construction, learn new techniques, explore more into
So,
other related fields.
so in your journey, I think vendor selection is the crucial part.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you have done such a project where vendor collaboration is very important.
important. Yeah.
So, how you select your vendors, or what quality are you looking on the vendor side?
We'll not see the our point is not only money, it has to be quality. But yeah, of course, then the quality should be with proper proper vendor should be dealing with it with
Right.
the product he's giving. Yeah.
So when you choose vendor, how you trust them? Are you giving one project to them and then you continue? And how that vendor process,
I think
onboarding process
I
work?
think mostly it is it's a it's a continuous kind of association. Yeah, and see there are ups and downs in between for various reasons, and that happens. It's like, but it always helps when you're working with people you have been working for some time. But there are times, there are instances when the client wants to introduce someone. It's so there also it is like, yeah, sometimes we pick up very good contractors and vendors from the client side also, because yeah. So you keep adding on to people, and finally it's a very transparent world. Cost is a factor. You just cannot blindly follow, or I mean, we have built up over this thing with a lot of honesty and transparency, and we built up our practice like that, and we take due care at this stage of career that yeah, it continues that way. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir, ma'am, for giving insights. We got a different prospect today about the architecture, because we used to talk with the home interior and the home things, but how institutional, how schools, library, and tech can work in that way, and we got also very good insights on it. Thank you so much for coming in this series, and thank you so
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
It's
so
my
much.
pleasure.
It's a
I think
pleasure
we
to
do a lot of